everybody, and welcome to the D-pad. Oh, my hair looks horrible. It got really warm. Every afternoon it gets like super warm in here right at the end of the day, so I wind up looking like a sweaty mess. Welcome to Kirby Super Star Stacker, where, if you were here for the last stream, things didn't go super well. We tried to do... So we've been trying to 100% this game, which has kind of 5 separate things. We essentially have to do something in each of the 5 modes that are on the screen right here. This mode was round clear with DDD, which we did on the lowest, or highest, rather, difficulty, except we accidentally did it with a guest profile, so it didn't matter. Is this thing, like, super tilted? Maybe I'm just sitting at a weird angle. I don't know. No, I feel like this is tilted. Hang on a second. There we go. That's better. Nice. Yeah, it's also, like, really high up there. I don't know. Anyway, we did that, but we did it on a guest account, or a guest profile, so it didn't save it for us. We wound up doing this mode, where we had to get 2,000 stars in a single run in challenge mode, which we did. We got that. That one's all taken care of. And then in this one, in timed, we had to try to get 200 stars in 3 minutes, and I couldn't do it. I kept getting closer and closer. I got 120, I got into the 130s, got into the 140s, 150s, and then come to find out afterwards that when you get 150, you unlock insane difficulty, which is good to know because the harder the difficulty, the faster the animations go, which make it easier for you to rack up stars. So I spent a long time doing this last time. Not for nothing. I did have to get to 150, but yeah. So that's where that's at. For what it's worth, I don't think it's gonna affect anything here, but I'm having some like jaw stuff going on right over here. I think I like popped my jaw, like dislocated it slightly over the weekend, and it's been slowly like getting a little bit like more tender and stuff. Like it's not in active pain, but like closing my mouth all the way on that side is a little bit like you can feel that tension. And if I have it closed all the way for a little while, which I can get there, eventually opening it real wide, it has like tension. Doing it normally right now, there's nothing. It's fine, but yeah. So probably shouldn't be a problem. If I'm randomly, like, lightly wincing here or there, then you'll know why. It was actually, like, so on Tuesday, when I streamed last time, it was just, like, I could, like, after a while, just kind of, like, just kind of, like, pop it, like, into place, essentially. It was weird. But it wasn't, like, hurting. It wasn't doing what it's doing now. So if it's any worse tomorrow, I'm gonna go see it, like, make a doctor's appointment, figure out what's going on there. But I think, essentially, that I slept on it funny, doing one of these things, and just kind of, like that. That is my guess, because the day after I did whatever I did to it, I tried to lean on it that way, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. I'm not going to do that this time. So, yeah. I can literally, looking at the camera right now, see that I'm, like, a little bit blown out color-wise. So I'm going to try and tweak that. I am going to have to, unfortunately, replace this camera that I just bought. Maybe I'll use it for something else down the line. It's just, oh wow, that made it worse. By bringing down the color, it tries to adjust the, it's trying to adjust the exposure a little bit. And it's like, I don't know, man. This is all weird. Let's do this. And then, where's my other shit? I wanted to do this before, but like, the camera has been acting funky and in a way that's like hard to... Thank you, app. I just want to go in and edit the damn thing. Here we go. Let me turn that up a little bit so we'll get some more neutral colors in. I don't fucking know. Look at that. My forehead, like, I'm not that sweaty. It's so weird. It's all super weird. We're not going to worry about it. I'm eventually going to get a better camera. Because we're on the menu for it, we're just going to start with the timed mode and see how this goes. So 200 stars in 3 minutes is the goal. Let's see how we do here. Granted, when it starts us with a decent thing like that, that's not bad. Alright. Okay. Get ourselves set up for success. Alright. Not like the most amazing start. We do need more here, but this is at least giving me a little something to work with. Oh, I can have done better than that. It's not bad as, like, warm-ups go either, so... Alright. Yeah, those kinds of combos are the ones that are the biggest problems, unfortunately. Because damn it. Because I don't want them to just fall and immediately create combos. I want them to kind of generate them by waiting for stars to fall, because then I can get those as points also, basically. We're almost on track right now in terms of the points we're getting, so, like, we could be doing a lot worse here. I say that literally as it starts giving me garbage. Oop, oh, shit. Oh, that was stupid. That was pretty bad on my part. Oh, I really screwed myself out of some stuff there. Alright. Oh, well. Not much I can do about that. That'll get us some stuff. Alright. Again, not a terrible warm-up, but we're going to need to improve somewhat if we want to have a chance at the big show. Alright. This will get us a little bit there. Alright. But the stars are falling a lot faster at this point, which is great news for us, because that means that, we will actually have a chance at enough falling generally for one of these to go. Which was our problem last time, was that we were doing okay, but even with all of that, it still just wasn't falling fast enough for us to get enough stars, just in general. Can we not get... Alright. Oh, shit, well... Yeah, that wasn't good. Oh, that wasn't good either, actually. This is not going to be as good as I would have liked. Okay. No, 148 isn't half bad for a start. Okay. Not bad. That's like 25 better than our first one in very hard, so I can live with that. Alrighty. Get this party started. Ooh. Oop. Oop, shit. Well, this could be better. Okay. Let's do that. Oh, man. Well, alright, there goes that option. This is going to make things a little trickier for a while. Alright, that'll help. That'll help a decent amount, actually. Get those out. Oh, fuck me. Okay. These. That's actually not bad. It's a pretty decent pull there. Alright. Okay. Oh. That's my own fault. Let's do that. Oh, damn. Alright. We're almost on pace here. We're actually quite close. Ah, damn it. We are quite close to where we need to be pace-wise. Well, we're losing a bit of it now, but we were doing solidly for a moment there. Just drop it, get my 2 stars. Oh, fuck. Twice. Oh, my God. Alright. Not as helpful as I would have liked. There we go. That'll get us a little bit. Not what I was going for. Let's at least get some of those. Whoop. Yeah, alright. I mean, we did better. Alright, 156. That's our best so far. Alright. We're starting to get the juices flowing. Making a little bit of progress here. That's always good. That's alright, get that moving. Sure. That's This could become a problem if I don't deal with it quickly. That, I guess? Yeah, okay. Alright, that's not the worst. Need some bigger fish. Kine's pretty big. Big old sunfish boy. But, oh, wow, that landed much faster than I was expecting it to. I was in the middle of turning it. Alright. Okay, do that, that. Okay. That going. Oh, that kind of fucked us up there. This? Alright, that'll set off a bit of a little mini chain reaction. Wasn't like a whole lot there, but that'll be good for some. These chains are not doing as much good as I would like. I should have done that one. I could have done better than that. Okay. Maybe this is kind of the point, though, is that you're trying to set up these really quick chains that don't do, like, the traditional sort of damage that you're expecting. But they kind of set up, like, a quick 4, 5, 6 combo that you then just reap as your prize there. It's just a theory. A theory about video games. Yeah, none of that was really working out the way that I wanted to. Okay, just south of where we were last time. Not bad. So 154. Okay. Alright, so we're keeping pace at least with our previous ones. That's a good sign. Let's do that. Let's get this bad boy moving. Hey. Okay, that'll get some going there. Oh, thank God. Alright. that was dumb. Didn't do that right. Okay. Okay, that'll be good for a handful. The nicest combo they've actually given us so far in terms of just openly having a bunch of stuff connect. Alright, so we are just behind pace. Alright. Whoop, didn't mean to do that, actually. It just kind of, once again, just ended prematurely there. It's not really going my way all of a sudden here. Okay, alright. This could be good. Oh, wait, no, it's going to do that. I mean, granted, getting 12 is always good here, but... Alright, that'll be good for a couple as well. Oh, I did that a little backwards. Let's do that. Oh, no, because that one's going to stop it from connecting on that side. All right. Okay. There's like an outside chance here. It's not very good, but it's not impossible. Oh, well, if I start super fucking myself, then it will be impossible. Alright. Nope, not gonna be enough. It's a good run, though. Yeah, whatever. Alright, 168. Much better. Pretty solid there. All right. Down to 32 away from our goal. So we're making some progress here. Clearing out an assload of that right away. Oh, no, no, come on. I was trying so hard to get it over into the... Damn it, really? Let's try it again. There we go. That's what I was going for. Thank you, game. Thank you very much, game. Alright. Alright. Should get us a good combo as well. Shit. That's fine. Okay. Alright, we are actually ahead of pace right now. Not getting the very best draws right now, though. Oh, that was stupid. Wasting our opportunity here. Here we go. This might... it's a start. Oh, thank you. I hope this works. 9,000. Thank you. Thank you. Mucho appreciated. I actually didn't get that far in Duolingo yet, so I don't know what that is in Spanish. But someday I will know, and then I'll say it. And you'll know because I will say it and not immediately second guess myself. But yes, thank you very, very much. Oh, I meant to wear the Holy Hell shirt today. Ah, damn it. I'll have to remember that for next Tuesday. Wanted to rep the new shirt. I should have other shirts coming in actually pretty soon too. That'll definitely be throwing on when they arrive. This will be good for a couple. Had a rough middle of this round because otherwise this one, the beginning and end have both been like pretty solid. It seems like, but the oh, it's gonna take away the. All right, I'll take my 12 though. Oh, well. Oh shit. All right, 165. Can't complain about that. At some point, I will eat L's and shit W's on camera. That one's the only one that I don't have coming in just yet, and that's because I want to do that. I want to grab that along with a couple others that are in the works as well. We got Merch Madness here at the D-pad. Is that a thing? Has anyone done Merch Madness? Is that a slogan that anyone's allowed to have? Or is that one that the NCAA is like, actually, that's too close, and we own that also? Alright. Let's do that. Probably could do that in March. It's true, Merch Madness would not be a bad idea for like a March thing to do in general. Ooh, this will be nice for a couple. Oop, oop. That'll be good for a quick hit. We are technically just slightly above, ahead of pace right now. So that's good. That kind of messed us up, though. Alright. So get us a couple. Don't like this. This is going a little bit rough at the moment here. Like, I'm not chaining enough together. Yeah, this isn't adding up fast enough. Ah, shit. It's gonna take that one out, yeah. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to... Oh, well. It's okay. It's okay. Either one was gonna annihilate a bunch there. Yeah, we're just getting these very plain kind of things delivered to us here. Yeah, no. Okay, this might get us somewhere. At least for a little bit. Alright. We're still way behind at this point, though. So I don't think that's gonna do us any good. Well, that'll get us a handful. This will also get us a couple right at the buzzer. Alright, 100 and nice. Inching closer. Ah, nice. Hello to the hammock in the woods with weirdly good reception. Howdy, howdy. How you doing? How's the weather? It's a dumb thing to ask normally, but right now it actually seems a little appropriate. It's been hot as fuck back here in Massachusetts for the last week. It's only just started to, like, really come down, which is great. It was miserable over the weekend. When we were recording this weekend, in fact, we had to make the choice. the dark, sadistic choice to lower one of the air conditioners because it was blowing one of our breakers. Which was not the happiest decision I think any of us have ever made. Ooh, that's an okay yield off of that one. Yep, it was good for a long time, and honestly, it was just because, like, the ACs had to use, like, maximum power to get anything done. So it wasn't like, oh, someone's here and they're just using a bunch of our power. It was just like, no, the ACs are just doing everything in their ability to lower the temperature below 100 degrees. And that's not even a joke. When we left for vacation, I turned off the ACs and fans and stuff up here, and it at one point peaked at approximately 104.1 degrees. Nightmarish. When I came back and I came upstairs to turn on the ACs, I was up here for 3 minutes, and it was enough for me to be literally drenched in sweat upon going back downstairs. It was a mess. Everything was horrible. Oh yeah, no, we literally were like, okay, everything's recording, everything's started, and it was, if it could have been scripted, it was so exact. I'm not gonna get that in time, damn it. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that it's cooler down there right now. Actual hell would probably be a little bit cooler right about now. This will give me a decent amount, because those will chain off of each other. Still, I'm way, way off from where I would want to be. Fuck you. Yeah, 153. Eh. Oh, that's not even enough to get onto the board anymore. Oh boy, that's not good. But these are now the best conditions that we have for doing this, as evidenced by the fact that I got, what, 140 something on my very first attempt for today. Oh, cool it, game. I'm fine. Oh, whoops. Not what I was trying to do there. Let's just get rid of that. Oh, damn it. It's going to fuck me up. I had a plan and everything. Oh, that messed things up pretty bad, too, actually. It's not working out supremely well here. There we go. 13 on 377. Well, so I'm in the States, so anything that I measure temperature-wise is going to be Fahrenheit before Celsius. So conversion from Celsius to Kelvin is just add 327 or something like that, or is it 372? Oops, shit. Fucked that up twice. All right. Oh, yeah, no, it's... Oop, there we go. I'm not having a lot of luck with this one. This one seems like it's going to go pretty poorly. I mean, okay, could do a lot worse than this right here, though. Yeah, we're just not getting any good chains on this round. Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you very kindly. And hello. 273, damn it. I had the digits correct, just in the wrong order. I mean, this one actually recovered surprisingly well, all things considered. $141 ain't half bad, considering where that was in the middle there. And yeah, 377 kelvins would basically boil us alive, would it not? At that point, we are over 100 degrees Celsius, which is beyond the boiling point for water, at the very least. Ooh. Ooh, I very much did a dumb thing there. Okay. We recovered that pretty well. Alright. There was also our semi-successful strategy last time of just pile shit up on the sides and then go for like a really cool accidental combo, though it does require me to clear out these sides, which is a lot harder, easier said than done at this, in the insane difficulty, just because of the speed that everything moves at and how much you have to, like, kind of, there we go, how much you sort of have to rotate stuff for that to make sense. There we go. Well, this will actually be a pretty decent start here. Alright. Just pile stuff up. Try not to get any actual... Like, try not to trigger any actual combos. And then when the time is right, we're gonna go nuts on this stuff. Ooh, okay. Not yet. Right here. This will be a magic one. Not exactly the result I was going for, but it's good enough. Could really use... Here we go, there's Coup. I'm like, I could really use Coup right about now, actually. Nope, no, no! There we go, do this one. Let's do this and see what we get. Alright, quick way to get 12. Whoops. Actually did not mean to do that. Well. Sometimes you just set things off. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. Alright. There we go. Amazingly, nothing at the bottom there actually, like, worked out as a result of that. That's kind of funny. Alright. Ah, damn it. Close! So that strategy still seems to be the winning one. 183. Alright. So pile shit up, go for the big accidental combos, be happy with what you get. Alright. That. There we go. No. Wasn't thinking. That. These on the way. Whoops. Well, oh, okay, that'll do. Really gotta get this cleared out ASAP. Well, this ain't good. Okay, alright. Not too bad. Oh, shit me. Okay. Whoops. Well, that was quite bad, actually. Okay, good. I'm like, please let me get over there with this. That's going to be a big... Alright. Start piling. Oh, up. There's like almost nowhere for me to go. There we go. Like... Alright, let's do this for a quick sec. Okay. Unfortunately, I just wind up clearing out so much from the sides that nothing winds up happening, like, in the middle. Which is sort of the actual problem here. Let's try this. Nope. Whoops. Something. Let's do this, see if we can't erode some of these things here. No. Whoop. Oh boy. Yeah, this one's not going as well. Just for one reason or another, the formula didn't work so well this time. Whoop, there we go. Oh, damn it. Wow, yeah, that one just did not work out very well at all. Yeah, having the combos actually get to play out is substantially better, generally speaking. The problem is, for this one, if you're trying to get them all very quickly, it ultimately is better to just go for the big messy ones that are like less predictable. At least that's what it seems like. I guess I could be like way off on that, but it's certainly what it feels like. All right. A little bit more. Yeah. That was not what I wanted. I fucked that one up pretty bad. I don't know what I was thinking there. Come on. Nope. Nope, still no. Okay. I'm getting like so painfully close to what I'm looking for. Okay. I mean, it's all right, but all that for 12 stars. Okay. Ooh, this could be a good one. No. No, it won't. Could have been, but it wasn't. This is tough, man. Yeah, obviously, it going faster makes it harder, for sure. It's also the only reliable way to be able to get enough combos at all to make this happen. Like, it's just completely impossible with the other difficulty levels. Oof. Oh, shit. Well, that's not what I was trying to do there at all. Oh, boy. This is gonna be a rough start here. Alright, that actually wasn't terrible. Oh, right, if it's off the screen, then it doesn't count towards anything. Because I'm big dumb. Okay. It's still not gonna set up any, like, real combos, though. Keep getting so close to, like, a magical... Nope. Okay. Oop. That turned the wrong way. Okay, this will get us some stuff. Some stuff. This is tough. Yeah, nope. Holy cow. Shit is nuts. This shit is pine nuts. And I'm allergic to bullshit, not to pine nuts. I'm not allergic to pine nuts. Sure. I kind of screwed myself with that. Whoops. I can't turn up to the right. Okay. Get us a little something. No. Getting like vaguely in the ballpark of like something I can work with, and then it doesn't quite pan out. I mean, that's not bad, but now I've got nothing to work with for our next like set here. Start dumping stuff and see if we can get something put together. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Whoops. Well, didn't even do that either. Or that. This is going well. I need to not be eroding those sides right now. No, this is not good. We get us vaguely somewhere, but it's not really what we're looking for. Okay, okay. Once again, just not enough time. Oh, man. I don't know what to say. We're just gonna keep pushing. I mean, like, the goal is the goal. So let's get there. Alright. Okay. That one. Did that wrong. That's okay. Ooh, actually, this is going to work out relatively well. Yeah. Let's start building up. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Alright, let's get Rick in there. Not my best work. Nope. Alright. It's still just not quite right. Like, I clear out way too much of the field, so I'm not really getting those combos that I need, you know? Alright, stand corrected. Do that. Okay, get in there. Whoops. That wasn't quite what I was expecting. Shit. Nah. Damn. This is tricky. This is definitely very tricky. Whoops. Went right past my target there. Nice. Okay. That's that. That out of there. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Alright, chaining a couple things here and there. God damn it. Shit! Oh my god, we actually saved that one. Nice. No, don't start doing that yet. Okay. Okay, alright. That picks up the pace a decent amount. Okay, this will get us a handful. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on. Shit. This is not a very good set. Shit. We're gonna lose again. No. Oh, I was hoping I would get one more shot. Oh, damn it. We started pulling it together right at the end there. Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt a little bit. Oh, that fucked that one up pretty bad. Not what I was wanting to happen there. Oh, I picked the wrong spot for that. Perfect. Here we go. It's good for the quick and dirty 12, but not quite what I was angling for there. Fuck that up too. God damn. Nice. Yeah, that's not gonna do me any good. Okay, alright. This will be good for a few. Oh, jeez, I didn't even see the one on the side. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, that was terrible. Oop, tried to get that out of the way. Didn't work. Damn it. I was like, okay, maybe I can get this long shot right at the end, this Hail Mary, and it was like, nah, I don't have anything set up. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. Get those out. Do these, I guess. Oh, boy. Okay. This might actually work out very nicely for me. Yeah, I would say so. Oh god, I almost fucking lost it right there. Nope. That was not quite how I envisioned most of that going. Okay. Too much dead on the sides. Just eroding all of that so I can get my one thing of 12. Well, this could be better. Whoop, fuck that up. Oh shit, fuck that up much worse. Save for the absolute last second there. If I got a 12 off of that, that might have gotten me all the way because the coups on the sides would have been good. I need to get 200 stars in the 3 minutes that I'm allotted. And so far my best, I got to 195. But I have not done better than that. If it looks like I'm doing badly and like, oh god, the stacks are getting so high, that is actually part of the strategy that I formulated last time. Where literally by letting more of our animal buddies you know, arrive on the scene, it gives us a better chance at like a huge combo. So I'm trying to utilize that to the best of my abilities. It's been a bit spotty on successes so far. Oh, that was great. Still nope. Still very nope. Running out of time very quickly. Need to formulate a somewhat better plan in a hurry. Come on, chain reaction, start. Here we go. Oh, this is much fucking better than some of the other ones we've had. Because this one we can actually line up for a bunch of fucking 12s in a row, which is what I've been hoping for the whole last time. Jesus. It's still not going to be enough. Like, we're coming from so far behind. But it'll make it look a lot less bad at the end. It's actually not a bad last-second push here. It's actually going to get us a couple right at the... It's not going to be enough. By 2! Oh! Oh my god. Hello, Arcasius. Hello, hello. Oh, we're right on the brink of victory with this. We are so close to pulling this off. Oh. Hurts a little. Only a little, though. Ooh. Okay, good. I was like, nah, that's not what I wanted. That's not very good either. Okay, I'll get some stuff. Oh, shit. Fuck that up. Oh, God. There we go. Big waste of time, but at least I recovered the thing. Could I get, like, an animal buddy down here, maybe? That'd be really cool. God damn it, man. Wow, they really are just gonna like make that stack keep having nothing underneath it, huh? There we go. You fucking did it, game. I'm so goddamn proud of you. Oh, fuck. Well. There we go. Should have planned for that a little better. Do this one instead. It's not enough, that's okay. Oops, shit, well. Alright. I had such a promising start on this one. Bumskis. It is hot as fuck in here right now. I think these lights just like generate a bunch of heat. Ooh. Not what I was going for. Thanks for making me skid across that. Not the best setup in the world here. Whoops. Fucked up my transition on that one. Well, I guess it's starting. Alright. Oop. Oh. Well, I guess this one's starting now. Come on. Not good. Okay, alright. Not the best setup in the world, but we'll take that over just outright losing. Hey. Nice. Okay. Whoops. Did not notice that. Oh well. Did that wrong. Might still result in some good shit for us, though. That's okay. Oh, God damn it. This is definitely, like it was last time, the hardest thing that we're going to be doing in this run. I suspect that every other thing that's left is more about patience than it is about endurance. Well, this one is very much about endurance. Right. Alright, this will be good for a couple. Yeah. We got our Chemical Plant Zone arena boss. Oh, fuck that up. Alright, that. Whoops. Didn't line that up totally backwards. That's good. Alright. Gonna need... There we go. Losing all of my... Okay. This. Alright. Bonuses there. Oh, boy. Ooh. Not my best. Okay, alright. We got 12. Let's go on with our lives. Worth something. Time to hurry. Come on. Ah. Hey, please let me drop one more. Oh, jeez. Alright. Another shot. Another go. Oh, whoops. Well, fuck that up twice in a row in very quick succession. So that's a rough beginning for us here. Yes, game. Yes, I know. My stuff is near the top. I know, I promise. Oh, boy. Oh. There we go. Get that. Ah, fuck. Shouldn't have touched it. Okay. Come on. Set up something here. There we go. Potential. Because it's just immediate chains instead of ones that are triggered by the actual dropped stars. That's really what's biting us in the ass in this more than anything else. That one was me being dumb. No, it's not gonna work, damn. that. No, it's gonna do it again. Alright, this is better, though. Nowhere in the ballpark of getting it this time. Oh, fuck you. Doesn't matter. This one went really badly. I did screw myself immediately upon starting that round, so, like... It's an easy to understand poor score. 7 years ago. That time I was able to, like, flip it up onto the block. Never lets me do that other times. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. First death we've actually gotten in this. It just gave me really unfavorable shit immediately after clogging that up, so that wasn't so good. Wow. Oh my god. Oh Jesus, I almost, like, literally just pushed it right in there to kill me. Yeah, I mentioned before, they stop your blocks from spinning way faster in this difficulty mode. Or difficulty setting, rather. Yeah, they're really not, they're not being too kind. It's some dirty butthole business. Essentially, like, the ideal situation, the best case scenario is that you set up a combo that repeatedly has exactly one slot that needs to get filled, because slots that get removed, or stars that disappear because of the actual, like, set that blinks and vanishes counts, and also those stars that drop as a result of combos also count separately. So, like, if you want the most of those, you want to be setting up combos that have one slot that needs stuff, which is why having these big columns with just, like, a single place for it to fall into tends to generally be a pretty good strategy. But we've been having trouble getting it quite set up the way we wanted. Alright, oh shit. So when we do these immediate combos, ones where it goes bang, bang, bang without anything happening in between, we're missing out on the dropped stars because you need to actually, like, have them wait in order for that to, like, be a more worthwhile... Ah, damn. Combo. Shit. Yeah, this is gonna be okay, though. Man. It's tough, Zo. Okay. $170. The fact that we got 195 and then 198 later on is like killing me. Nice. Let's just do this. Oh, that was bad. Okay, no, we actually saved that pretty well. We're getting a pretty good combo coming out of it, too, actually. We've done a lot worse there. Oop. Put that in there. Okay. Whoop, that's not what I wanted. Let's start setting some things up then. Didn't do that either. Didn't mean to set that off either. Alright. Whoop, nope. Oh, that was bad. Oh, that should help. This could be a pretty decent one here. It would need to be like an incredible one though, which we're not going to get. Oh, God. Shit. Keep on pushing. Keep it on pushing on. That's what they say. Somebody, anyway. I don't actually know who says it, but I'm sure that it's been said by someone out there somewhere, you know. Dance. Alright. Not the worst. Oop, well. Yep, it is. We have to get 200 stars in 3 minutes. And we keep the first minute's great, though granted they give us so many stars right at the start, like in those block forms, that we have a lot to work with right away, but we don't get that later on. It takes a lot for that to really build back up. So what my strategy has been for a couple of these, for admittedly a lot of my better runs, is pile a bunch of garbage up on the sides, because the more of that we do, the more animal buddies that we'll have in order to generate these kinds of chains. Ooh, this is not a terrible one. Okay. And basically hope that that happens. Hit or miss. Hit or miss so far. Alright. There we go. Get that out of there. Get ourselves a little one going. Ooh, this one could be really nice. This one's gonna be extremely nice, actually. Okay, let's not waste this opportunity now. All right. Oh shit. Oh, please don't do this to me now. That'll do it. Oh, 200. Funny part is, it doesn't indicate in any way whatsoever that you actually cleared the goal you need to clear. I have no idea how people were supposed to figure this out. Doing this just on their own on the fly. No clue. No clue whatsoever. Let's go into versus mode. We have to do some stuff here. And for this, we actually need a second controller. I don't think it actually matters how many... I don't think it actually matters how many of these we do here, but let's see. Our various options. Thank you, Dave. So I'm actually going to just make the second player lose. We have to do this 30 times. So that's going to be a whole thing. So, if folks got questions, this is a great time to ask them. And if I'm just holding down, then I'm guaranteed to be moving faster than player one, so... I wonder how we're going to be able to tell that we've done... Is it going to be visible on the screen at all? No? Okay. That's one. Just going to have to keep track like that, then. Just do that so we don't get the combo there. And that's two. But yeah, so... Like I said before, I have literally no idea how people were ever expected to just know that this is what you had to do to get, like... Oh, Jesus. To get 100% in this game. Oh. Nope. I almost spilled a fucking can of Coke Zero trying to move to the first player controller. That's hilarious. I was trying to actively prevent second player from getting combos and moved a thing out of the way. But yeah, wait, what were those... What are those bars for? I don't understand what those are for. Oh my god. Wait, I don't understand. Are we not getting the same stuff on both sides? So confused. So essentially, we need to... we may need to just play 30 rounds, because essentially we're trying to unlock insane difficulty, which is currently locked. That's 4 wins, 1 loss. But yeah, so this definitely falls into the more cryptic of the irony being that, you know, for anyone who's watching the Wondrous Let's Play right now, it's literally the same shit that we went through for Wonder Boy, where the game secretly has an 8th level that it doesn't tell you about, and the only way that you would get there is by accidentally collecting all 28 dolls from across the entire game, some of which are hidden inside of one-hit kill enemy encounters. So, don't know how that was supposed to be figured out. Boop, 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 doo. This reminds me of the various... damn it, I was specifically trying to avoid that happening. Oh no, it's gonna happen again. Wait, what? Oh, god damn it. You would think it would be extremely easy to just force the other player to lose. No, we're gonna be moving on as soon as we can for Supersonic Let's Play. Frontiers is many months away. We're not gonna leave it hanging for like 4 months while that happens. Prior to Sonic Origins, we had like a month and change, which was not going to be enough time for the next game that was in the series. So we opted to just say like, all right, screw it. We're just gonna wait. But yeah, no, we've actually started recording the next game in advance, so we already have some of that rocking and rolling. Which I'm looking forward to. I think it'll be a good time. Oh, God damn it. There we go. It's 9 victories. We're getting close to Chronicles. We've got a decent amount left before then, though. We're basically coming up into sequel zone, as I've been kind of calling it. We've got a whole shitload of sequels of various sorts that are all happening at the same time. All right, that's 10. Starting well, and it's just kind of. Let's see. Yeah, hindsight, I don't know what I'm doing with in general right now. Like, people are still going to get their games, but I don't know if we're going to stick with the meta thing that we were doing, if only because it's become super, super unwieldy, and Lindsay literally just moved to Colorado, and it was a year and change late to start with, and then we kind of let it hang for basically a year after we were done with Thousand Arms. Not a year, but many, many months. So I don't know what's going to ultimately happen in terms of like the grand scheme of things. The meta plot thing that's been going on might be sort of dead at this point, unfortunately. Just like the nature of the stuff that we do at this point makes it a lot harder for that to like kind of make a coherent thing. And I don't know. Hindsight was one that I was kind of like on the fence about to start with, just in terms of like how we were tying stuff in, just because it was going to be a complicated thing, and then COVID kind of came along and bit the entire thing directly in the ass. So I don't know. We'll see how things kind of turn out, but at this point, it's been almost 3 years since we were trying to start Hindsight, so the drive for it has definitely shifted somewhat. But we shall see. Yep. All right, we're at 15. We're halfway there. Mule was good. Mule was a good time. Thousand Arms was interesting. I think the group dynamic was the valuable part of Thousand Arms. If that was just like a standard-ass Let's Play series without anything else going on for it, that would have been a miserable time. I'm of the opinion that in its current state, Thousand Arms is an awful game. it at least as a spectator, like I'm pretty good with like watching and stuff when it comes to like RPGs, but as a spectator, the RPG side of that was like thoroughly miserable. Battles were just awful. It would be like playing Battle Network or Star Force, but with the same degree of like encounter rates, except battles took 3 times as long to enter and 5 times as long to leave. And 20 times as long to win. The fact that each individual battle could take a few minutes at a time, and they were so aggressive with it, was, like, insane to me. Like, it was just hellish to try to, like, sit through without just, like, I don't know. I'm curious if anyone in our audience with diagnosed ADHD was capable of, like, actually maintaining focus for that whole thing. The jokes helped, for sure, but man, I'm trying to imagine someone trying to watch that on mute, and I just can't do it. And I know there are people who like the game. I'm not, like, trying to shit on anybody who you know, likes the game or anything like that, but it was just, like, a lot. And it didn't have the benefit of being, like, a beloved classic, like, you know, well-known. So, like, it's not like a Final Fantasy game where it's like, yeah, it's going to be, like, 100 hours, but it's got all these classic things that people love. It's a game that extremely few people have even heard of in the first place, and many who have seem to be like, oh, right, that game. Enough. Alright. This is like the weirdest part of all of this. Like, this would be like, for the record, we're not doing this, but this would be like going and playing Super Smash Bros. Melee with the express goal of unlocking all of the messages that you can get in the game for completing certain tasks and things. Whoa, I wasn't even paying attention to that side. God damn it. So I think that's 3 losses now. Yeah, I think the RPGs are going to have to be not... There is, admittedly, one of the games that was being discussed for someone was also an RPG, but one that I think people might give the okay to in terms of... The game is not nearly as long, which is nice. But... I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to get people's hopes up either. Like, it's not like it's Chrono Trigger or Mario RPG or anything like that, but I am going to do Nightmare with Melee, but that is not going to be the goal that I'm setting for Melee. Especially considering the last message requires literally like hundreds of thousands of matches or something like that. Like, it's literally to the point where someone like 2 years ago finally unlocked legitimately the last message or something. It was like 1 million... No, I think it was 1 million versus matches or something. I forget exactly what it was, but there are plans for the Smash games. Some a little more freeform than others, but there is a plan. Okay, can we not... There we go. Oh boy. The only thing that we played for the Dreamy Let's Play that I don't think is going to get a Nightmare stream is probably Project M, just because there's not, like, a real, like, structure to that game exactly. I have, like, one idea for a thing that could maybe be done, but I literally don't even know how feasible it is, so I gotta, like, talk with Ben to, you know, pick his brain on that a little bit. Oh, whoops. I missed the question. What was the question? Oh, can we make both the games the bouncer? You can make one of your games the bouncer, hypothetically. The problem is, you guys already know whether you still like it or not, because you played it for the anniversary stream a year and a half ago. So it is slightly... Wow, that one filled up quick. So that's 4 losses. And both play it twice, yeah. Each play... Don't you... Isn't there a way to play that game where you play as the different characters or something? Like, you can play as not the main dude. Adult Sora, you know, whatever his name was. Didn't he also have, like, wasn't his name, like, Shion or something, too? He had a name that meant something in Kingdom Heartsy lore. What is the main dude's name? It is Shion. Okay. Barzad. Or Barzad? Barzad, I assume, right? It's amazing to me just how awful Square Enix is that Square Enix, actually? Or, yeah, no, it is Square Enix. It's amazing to me just how bad Square Enix can come up with great fantasy names, but as soon as they're asked to come up with a last name, it's like, oh, what's the worst... What's the dumbest thing you could possibly give to this guy as a last name? Just make shit up. Just oh, that's right, it was before Square Enix. It was just Square back then. I forgot about that. There was a point in time where the way that I would come up with character last names would be literally to just like tweak a person's last name. Take their last name and break it down into parts and go, all right, it's the opposite of this, and it's one more than that. And yada, 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 or it's this thing backwards, or something. And it was very, very stupid, and everything came out horrible, and that's exactly what almost every last name that Square came up with is like. Alright, so now we back up, and... That was 30... Let me check some things. Yeah, the conditions would be to unlock insane difficulty, you win 30 versus rounds. So maybe I won like one too few or something. I thought that I counted accurately, but okay, and I can't go further to the right. It would be hilarious if matches had to be at least a certain length for them to count. I mean, it wouldn't be hilarious because it would mean that we would have to do more, but you know what I mean. All right, how about now? Is it not going to count if I don't give them a profile also? Oh, I was worried that was going to be the case. Okay. Eat L's and shit W's. Whoops. It's time to do another 30. Oh, boy. I just want to, like, double check some math here real quick. Yeah, alright. To my knowledge, this is what we gotta do. Let's count them up again. Yes, yeah, we got that in the last stream, actually. It's a fun little moment there. Why does... So, these numbers were not there last time, right? The 1 and the 0? Game. At least we don't have to count. At least it'll keep track for us now. Guest mode is really fucking me. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, in the last stream, we did get that. Fortunately, challenge mode is the one thing that we did correctly last time. So we did get to keep that. Technically, also, getting past 150 in the timed mode also unlocked insane difficulty, which was what we needed to do there, too. To get to the 200 that we then got this one. All right, that's 4. There we go. Yeah, be our guest with guest verses by Under the Sea and Bippity Boppity Boo. No, that was dumb. Was fucking with it at all the wrong answer. Seahawks. Be very curious how my jaw's doing tomorrow. All right. Go. Oh, I remember that quote. So tomorrow is our Patreon hangout, and we're probably going to be starting it a tiny bit late because Sarah's going to be headed home to Connecticut. Home meaning back to her folks' place in Connecticut because she's got a couple things going on down there. One of them, she's got like a little mini bachelorette party brunch kind of thing going on. And so I'm going to be all by my lonesome with the cats on Friday night. Later on Friday night, anyway. And there's a little part of me that wants to just, like, order some food, hit the couch, and just watch the best of Sonic 06 video again. I sat through all of that material when making the video, and then I think I hung out for the entire premiere of it as well. But I'll be damned if that was not the funniest fucking shit. Oh, damn it. Oh, shit. No! Oh, God. Wow, actively just fell ass backwards into a legitimate combo. Wow. Alberto Robert, yeah. I think he was the only character in that game who had a last name, too. Speaking of weird last names, and... oh, I don't know what the hell I was thinking there. We'll call that one a Final Fantasy adjacent game, since it was a Sonic game that wanted desperately to be Final Fantasy. Disco, yeah, we'll do it like Deep Hat and Chill style. We'll do a commentary track over the commentary track over the game. Did she have a last name? I'm not sure. Was her last name just Soliana? Also, can we talk about how weird it is that, like, strictly speaking, and I think on legal documents too, which is hilarious because it wasn't a thing originally when the role was created, but nowadays it's a thing. In, like, technically, like, kings and queens of, like, England, or I guess the United Kingdom and stuff, don't have formal last names because they're just regent name whatever. Like, obviously they have, if for whatever reason Queen Elizabeth went back to... I guess it's too late for that to be a thing. It should just be like Queen Mom or whatever, but there's like names that can be sort of used as last names, even though they would have had a last name. I guess like they just... I don't know. It's just like a weird thing to me. Because it's like, yeah, you're so-and-so of blah. You don't need a last name because the of wherever fills that role for you. And it's like, oh, who are you? Oh, I'm blank of blank because my family owns blank. I'm like, oh, all right. Would she be Winchester? Or would she be Tudor? I'm terrible at remembering the actual houses of you know, British royalty or whatever, but oh, whoops. Windsor. Would that be how that would work? It would be Winchester instead of just Windsor, because Windsor is definitely the actual right answer in terms of that. Oh yeah, Prower, yeah. Getting tired of seeing the same screen over and over again. Does Robotnik go, like, it's a little bit confusing at this point whether I guess his name still is canonically Dr. Ivo Robotnik, just the difference is, oh shit, nope, didn't get to it in time. The difference just is that he never goes by Dr. Robotnik anymore, which is weird. Like, it'd be one thing if he just went by Eggman, and a lot of times he does, but the fact that he also, well, that was stupid. The fact that he also goes as Dr. Eggman is very odd to me. That's still, like, they tried really hard. They tried, yeah, exactly. Because, like, yeah, so they tried really hard with Sonic Adventure. What was that? How did they do that? Sonic Adventure was when they brought Eggman in as a thing for the first time in both versions of the game, and then in the Japanese, and then in Sonic Adventure 2, he was still Eggman, but Maria Robotnik and Gerald Robotnik had those names in Japanese, so it like canonized both, which was interesting. Not that the Robotnik name gets any acknowledgement at this point anymore. I'm honestly not even sure how they referred to him in Sonic Origins. Did they refer to him as Dr. Robotnik or Dr. Eggman in the West? I assume in Japan it's Eggman regardless, but there we go. All right, 19, 11 more to go. Ba-ding. Oops. Go. How's everybody liking that explosion sound effect? Is that cool? Everybody's liking that? Everyone's enjoying that several dozen times? Yeah, we're up to around 55 or so, almost 60 times. These parents don't have names. Yeah, it was just like Duke of Soliana, right? Yep. Oop. Yep. Do. Alrighty. And that'll do. Here we go. Oh, shit. There we go. It seems like the comics have been kind of leaning more into like referring to the Doctor aspect of him a little bit, and especially with the recent stuff with IDW and his apparent like super duper shutdown of Dr. Starline. Starline? I assume it's Starline. Yeah. I don't know. That spooky ass dude is the Doctor. is my opinion. Whoops. There we go. 26. 4 more. Menswear. That was easy. This has to be one of the dumber things that we've had to do for 100% completion. Damn it. Oh, fuck. There. Yeah. Super obscure. Becoming more obscure again in the States after it got dropped by, was it Netflix? And I think BBC America also has been a little bit weird. Sarah and I are working our way through the 13th Doctor's stories. I thought that we had 3 seasons of 13 episodes. Turns out we've got 2 seasons of 10 and a season of 6, along with the various Christmas specials. So substantially less than we thought. Literally a full season less show than we thought we were going to be watching. All right. Oh, they're all tangled up. All right, that'll do. Okay. Yeah. Now let's see. If I go back in... Hey, we'll do 1 in here just to be extra sure that we don't need to do like one of these. So far, Series 11 is pretty bad. Have not really been enjoying that one particularly much. There is 1 episode that I definitely liked. 1 episode I mostly liked. And 6 episodes that I've generally been like, with. And that's where I've been so far. What? What just happened? Huh. Alright. Good enough. Alright, let's move the fuck on, huh? Okay, so that's it for the versus mode. So we've done this, we did this, which means it's time for round clear, and we actually have to clear all 3 of the difficulty levels to unlock insane mode. Thankfully, we have 10 rounds, 20 rounds, and then 30 rounds, so it's not like we have 30 rounds for each of these. But it makes me sad. Yeah, I don't want to, like, dig too deep into the Ken Penders stuff, but I don't like him. That's my opinion on Ken Penders. I don't like him. There we go. There we go. But he is round. He's very, very round. Kirby, not Ken Penders. I have no idea if he's round. Are these going to be torturously slow just because, like, they're not going to give us a lot to work with? Yeah, the general gist, for anyone who's not familiar about Ken Penders, is he was an artist who worked on and was generally among the more story-driving folks back in the old days of, I think, Archie Comics. And this would have been back like in the like what, late 90s. Well, you don't have to tell me, but oh, because this is one of the puzzle ones. Okay, is it just every 5 is a puzzle one? But basically, there he eventually got let go, or he left, or something, and because he was upset about stuff, he decided to go and file copyrights for the characters that he had essentially written for. And at the time, Archie did not keep their paperwork very well, so when this went to court, they weren't able to produce the paperwork that said that they actually owned those characters. And so the end result was that the judge was kind of forced to, like, allow Ken Penders' copyrights to go through. And so, including some that he straight up did not create. And some characters that, like, he created but were then replaced by other iterations. He also claimed some of those. Scourge the Hedgehog is a rather famous one of a character that he did not have a whole lot of input on at the end of the day. Because it used to be, because there was a character that he did make called Anti-Sonic. And that character sort of became Scourge over time under the you know, the pen of other writers, essentially. But he claimed Scourge as, even though it was like Anti-Sonic went into another dimension or something and came back as that, or so, like, it was, I don't know, but that was kind of the thing that put him in a real bad way with Sega. And what also did not help, as far as the audience was concerned, he is the reason, essentially, that the Echidna civilization is done up the way that it is in Sonic, both in the comics and the games, loosely. He sort of did this indigenous tribal thing with Knuckles and the race of Echidnas, which was fine on its own, but then he decided to go a billion trillion miles beyond what he needed to do and created like a 20-generation lineage for Knuckles the Echidna. And that's not even a joke. He produced, for the comics, a family tree. Like, he decided to take up, like, a whole-ass splash page to show a family tree made up of 98% characters that were never, ever going to be seen. And they're all just fucking Knuckles recolors. Every single one of them that did get drawn was just a Knuckles recolor. The Echidnas were rarely ever drawn in a way that distinguished them from one another. The exception of his very favorite Echidna, Julie Sue, who I think Knuckles is supposed to be distantly related to, but I think he had a thing with her anyway, and I think they had a kid in one of the storylines or something. Or no, yeah, Julie Sue, because then Lara Sue is their daughter, or maybe I have that backwards? Regardless, he, in his copyright thing, he took Lara Sue, and he decided to continue her story, divorced from the entirety of the Sonic franchise, because Sega was like, touch our shit and we will destroy you. And if you haven't seen, like, I am not a good artist when it comes to, like, drawing characters. Like, I can do a good logo, but when it comes to, like, drawing people, or characters, or representations of, you know, whatever, like, I am, generally speaking, not very good at that. It turns out Ken Penders also isn't very good at that, because, oh my god, I highly recommend anybody who's curious about the Ken Penders thing, go and look up the Lara Sue Chronicles. Don't read them. Please, dear God, don't subject yourself to that. But look up the Lara Sue Chronicles to see what that art style looks like. Bring a bucket, you might need it. Like, I'm not even joking, it's maybe the most hideous art style I've ever seen from an alleged professional comic artist. And I've seen... Oh my god, I've forgotten his name. Oh god, he's one of the folks who, like, made his bread and butter with, like, Deadpool and stuff for a while. And I think he created Cable, but his art is, like, is generally not very good. Like, physiology is definitely not that guy's forte. His name is on the tip of my fucking tongue. Rob Liefeld. I was like, what the hell? My brain kept going, Don Hertzfeld? No. Rob Liefeld, yeah. Not a bad guy as far as I'm aware, but like, man, he knows how to draw literally exactly 2 body types. One is walking T-bone steak, and the other is a balloon animal in the vague shape of a woman. Those are the 2 shapes that he can draw, and he can't draw feet. He famously sucks at drawing feet, so everyone's bodies just end in a point. Like 2 points beneath them is how bodies are drawn. Yeah, he's the one. If you imagine, like, if you literally just try to imagine what a bad comic book character drawing would look like, where it's like a shovel took on human form, that would be Rob Liefeld's art style. Rob Liefeld is about a 1,000 times better artist than Ken fucking Penders. Oh my god. It's horrifying. It's the most uncanny shit I've ever seen. Truly horrifying. The characters look like they're made of wet plastic bags. Like, it's so bizarre. Now, don't get me wrong, I have done drawings where I've tried to do shading and lighting, and I've gotten it wrong, and mine have looked like that, but I didn't get paid by Archie Comics to be an artist, so I have all the excuses in the world for why my drawings can look like shit. Yeah. Oh my god. That shit is truly fucking horrifying. Yeah, exactly. I don't pay any bills with my little sketches and my utter lack of drawing skills. Like, no. Yeah, the Lara Sue Adventures, or Lara Sue Chronicles, continues the story of Lara Sue. Or I think it actually kind of reboots it. Obviously, she couldn't, like, I forget if they even refer to her race as echidnas, or if she's just some nameless species. I don't remember. I've never read it, so I have no idea. But I have seen pages from it. For a guy who decided to steal a bunch of copyrights, Ken Penders sure has absolutely no issue whatsoever with stealing people's photographs and throwing a cheap Photoshop filter on them to turn them into backgrounds of his pages. He doesn't draw his backgrounds. He takes photos and throws a Photoshop filter on them and goes, "Yeah, that's a background. It's drawn. It's art." And it all looks like shit. Oh yeah, he also hails from the era. Granted, this was not exclusively a Ken Penders thing, but he hails from an era of comic book writing that was, I'm gonna go with hackneyed. Let's say hackneyed. Hackneyed is maybe the right word for it. Most things that got named in 90s comic books are universally shit. Just the stupidest fucking names for everything. Apostrophes were everywhere. A lot of names with dashes in them to make some stupid fucking pun that doesn't matter. Just the dumbest shit possible. And Ken Penders was far from the only one. Marvel did it. DC did it. I'm pretty sure Batman of Zur-En-Arrh comes from that, which is one of the most hilariously fucking stupid things I've ever seen. If you're unfamiliar with the Bat of Zur-En-Arrh, so the original, oh god, it came from, so the origin of it, to my knowledge, is like, it came from an old Batman comic where, for no real reason, or there was a reason, but at first you don't really know the reason, for no real reason apparent to the reader at the start, Batman has a bunch of different colored bat suits, aside from essentially the black and like bluish, grayish. The color kind of varied from artist to artist, but the standard black, gray, blue, purple kind of look. He also had a wall of them, and it was like red and green, essentially a rainbow of Batman suits, which was totally a great way to be, you know, the hero of the dark. And Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, I don't think had that name at the first point when it first showed up. It was literally just a awful, garish, multicolor thing. I'm also reminded of the 2000s weren't much better, because that's when we got, was it Superman Red and Blue? Which was literally just, I think they decided to split Superman into two separate characters, and they were just basically Clark Kent / Superman, but tinted red and tinted blue. Comics were in a weird place at the turn of the century, man. So when Batman of Zur-En-Arrh came back, like 20 years later, this was they brought it back in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, which was a huge mistake. It's basically Batman's Berserker mode. He basically, I forget if he just says Zur-En-Arrh or what. Like, I don't know if it's like a Shazam style thing where he says it and that triggers it, or if he just got, like, he essentially had, like, something set him off and he just went into his Berserker state. But it's just him in a fucking red, yellow, and purple, extremely loud colors outfit, and he's just this drooling, shrieking guy. And it's very dumb. It got brought back again in one of the recent Batman animated movies. I think it was, there was one that I want to say might have been a Netflix special where it was a choose-your-own-adventure where you were following, I think, Dick Grayson. Was that Dick Grayson? No, you're following, it might have been Jason Todd. And depending on the choices that you made, you would get different endings. And I believe one of the endings resulted in Bruce. I think Bruce Wayne gets killed at some point during the story. And essentially, there's an opportunity, I think, to bring him back with a Lazarus pit, like Ra's al Ghul stuff. And in one of the endings, it all kind of goes wrong, and he's just this barely coherent thing. And apparently this barely coherent resurrected Bruce Wayne has a memory of talking with his dad as a child about Arkham Asylum, where Bruce was now being held. And I don't remember what it was. This is another one of those things where it's like, they thought it'd be so fucking cool to make Zur-En-Arrh have a fucking point to it. And the execution was hysterically stupid. Like, oh no. Who greenlit that shit? I literally do not remember what his father said, but essentially it was like, something, all the crazies are in Arkham. Crazy Czar in Arkham. Crazy Czar in Arkham. Czar. And it's just like... So he's just sitting there mumbling, Czar. And it's like, this has to be the stupidest fucking thing any fucking person has written for any one of these characters in an animated movie in an extremely long time. Like, holy shit. I don't even understand how someone could have put that down, and it went through multiple people who all had to go, yup, that's a good idea. Oh, God. Back over to Ken Penders, because I forget how I even got onto Zurinar in the first place. The Lara Sue Chronicles characters have that weird shading thing where you just kind of go, all right, I'm going to put a layer on top of this that's 75% opacity, and it's just going to be white, and that's my color. And I'm going to do the same thing with, and that's going to be my brighter thing. And I'm going to do the same thing with another layer with a black color to it, and that's going to be my shading. And everyone looks like round. Every piece of every character looks bulbous and a little wet. And like, it's so wrong. Oh, that's how I got into that, because the 90s were full of apostrophe puns and things. It's where DC got all of its absolutely stupid, and I think some of this is Jack Kirby, for what it's worth. Rest in peace, you fucking weirdo. You made a lot of good shit anyway. The new gods and all of that stuff, but like, when you've got enemies called Apocalypse, and granted, literally, Marvel has the character named Apocalypse, which is stupid. DC has a planet named Apocalypse, but it's not just Apocalypse, it's APOKOLIPS or something. Like, it's phonetically Apocalypse, but it's not spelled like the Apocalypse, and it's like, you guys are trying so fucking hard, and it just makes it worse. Here's our bad guy named Darkseid. Like, everything is so on the nose. So on the nose. There's no subtlety whatsoever in some of that stuff. Yeah. Oh, Zorro in Arkham. Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, they throw Zorro in Arkham. Zorro in Arkham. Zora and R. It's like... It's so bad. So bad. It, like, hurts to think about. It hurts almost as much as thinking about all those fucking Ken Penders blow-up doll characters that he's made. Oh, he's also made some controversial... Oh, boy. He was asked at one point... I'm not going to get too far into this because it gets legitimately a little bit, like, worrisome, but... He got asked a bunch of questions after his time, basically in the era of Twitter, while he was at his saltiest. Not that he isn't now, but, you know, the Twitter era is where his salt mines are located. He was asked a number of questions about characters that he was writing for at the time, or had input on the writing of. Either someone asked him, or he just brought, like... decided he was going to talk about this. He gave an answer as to, like, when Princess Sally lost her virginity? And it's like, Ken, please fucking no. Please don't. Please do not. Aside from the fact that these are explicitly comics geared towards children. Like, in addition to that obvious angle of it, Ken Penders is a weird, horny freak, and was constantly putting, like, bizarrely over-sexual shit in the Sonic comics. Oh, yeah, Jeffrey St. John. Yeah. I distinctly remember the aftermath of that being literally every person on Twitter going, what the fuck? There's also very much the implication that Scourge did a bad thing with Bunny Rabbit. Or maybe it wasn't Scourge. It was someone who looked like Sonic. Ken Penders is kind of a fucking weirdo. And I'm really glad that he's got nothing to do with Sonic anymore. It was Scourge. Okay. Also, Surge the Tenrec is fucking awesome and is a great, like, full-stop replacement for Scourge. And I hope we never see Scourge again. Yeah. Shortly pre-Scourge, yeah. Okay. Yeah, back when Evil Sonic literally just looked exactly like Sonic. Yeah, there was a lot wrong with that fucking guy. And I'm kind of low-key glad that he's, like, desperate right now with what little control he has over what few characters anybody gives a shit about anymore. He's been trying desperately to sell licenses for these characters that he burned his entire career's worth of bridges obtaining, and it turned out that literally no one gives a fuck. Last I saw, he sold exactly one license for Scourge. And considering the person who then used it very specifically referred to Scourge as just Scourge, never once as Scourge the Hedgehog, I get the feeling that Ken had a talk with them and was like, okay, here's the rule, though. You can't say this. We're gonna put that in the terms, because, like, it's such a weird, specific exclusion to have, that my guess is he knows that he can't just have people saying Scourge the Hedgehog, or Sega will jump down his ballsack and blow up his ass. I don't know. Yeah, there was a lot of love triangle shit going on in there, which I was never a fan of in the first place. With the... Like, I didn't read much of the comics. I read some of the comics. I watched a little bit of both Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and the Saturday morning cartoon. I never saw Sonic Underground. Yeah, that's the thing, is, like, I think essentially... At the time, he scooped up all of those characters and rights as best he could, with the notion of, like, now I can use these as I like. But I think he is probably aware of the fact that he can't just up and call things Blank the Hedgehog, because nowadays, more so than ever, Blank the Hedgehog is like a really obvious thing, right? I can't just come up with a character and be like, I'm making a video game, I'm making a TV show, and it stars this character called Billy the Hedgehog. And it's an anthropomorphic hedgehog who walks on two legs, and cracks jokes, and has a really weirdly familiar set of body proportions and shit like that. Like, Sega would be on your ass in a millisecond, because you're obviously kind of like, you're trying to confuse people over, the brand, essentially. Like, one of the things that copyrights and fair use deal in is, it's not just derivative versus transformative. It's also, I forget the term that gets used for it, but essentially, are you trying to trick people into thinking that your product is the original product? So, like, if I started selling, China doesn't deal in those things, essentially, which is why there's so many knockoffs of tech products in China. But, like, that's the reason why you can get, like, a J phone or whatever, and it's literally just an iPhone. Or you can get a Super Nintendo or whatever. Like, all of those things. If you're clearly just trying to... Oh, that's a trademark one? Okay. That's the other thing. I get super lost in the like delineation between copyrights and trademarks. Like a character is copyrighted. I think like the usage of them is trademarked or something. I forget how it works. I don't remember. But yeah, like I said, very happy to not have Ken Penders anywhere near official Sonic shit ever again. I think he was reaching a point of desperation that he was actually considering NFTs, which, like, big fucking yikes on that. I don't know. Also, relatedly, Keiji Inafune is knee-deep in an NFT project at this point. That's pretty fucking sad. Like, god damn. How involved he is in the overall product is unclear, but at the very least he is drawing art that is being used that essentially just looks like knockoff Mavericks. Knockoff Reploids and Mavericks. And that's just what the product is, and it's really sad. That was a really depressing thing to kind of see happening in real time. Not just the NFT thing, but the overall fall from grace of Keiji Inafune. The aftermath of Mighty Number 9 has been pretty vicious overall. I can't say it wasn't well deserved. I'm still not convinced that he didn't actively try to screw people out of money to finish funding Mighty Number 9 and hope that he'd be able to pay it back with the profits, pay back the money from the Red Ash campaign from the profits of Mighty Number 9. It was a sketchy situation from top to bottom. Oh, IDW starts with forces. That's interesting. That's a rough place to begin from. But yeah, no, I don't know. I was definitely pretty upset with the way things went down with Mighty Number 9. Doubly so for Red Ash, because I'm a huge Mega Man Legends fan. And after a while, it started to become very clear that something was not right about the way that was being put together. It's been, what, 6 years? 5 years? And we have literally heard nothing. Nothing from Fuse, the Chinese company that allegedly suddenly stepped in and backed the whole project, thus causing the entire, Indiegogo Kickstarter thing to just magically not be necessary anymore. We haven't heard anything from Concept, which was then bought and merged with Level 5, who is also going through their own little miniature awful spiral as well. Yeah, it's I think Keiji Inafune really, really fucked up. And maybe, honestly, part of the problem... Two big problems. One, really was... So, maybe it was his own nostalgia that was kind of blinding him on some of this, but Mega Man, as a franchise, overall, sum total of games, is, like, known and pretty popular. in terms of sales, Mega Man has literally never been a like AAA sales title ever. Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 11 are basically tied as the best-selling games in that entire franchise. The fact that Mega Man 2 held on to that record for like 30 fucking years should be a pretty good indicator of the fact that Mega Man has never been a particularly high-selling series. And I'm trying to remember what the number was. It was something really comparatively, like, surprisingly low. Like, I think Mega Man 2 was like 1.5 million or something. Which other individual games from brand new IPs crack through like it's nothing, you know? I think that Keiji Inafune misjudged the size of the audience for a series that was functionally an homage to Mega Man and Mega Man X. Mega Man is a very well-known character, but the games have never sold all that well. So, like... Oh, I definitely chose the wrong thing, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I could have done that better. Oh, well. So, like, he was never going to get a crazy huge response on that. So that was problem one. Problem two, that game looked and played like shit. It was visibly so rushed and so unfinished in so many different ways. The models all looked like untextured plastic. The cutscenes featured nobody moving their lips. Like, that's such a... You can just literally go bop, 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 bop. And that's something. That's still something. But at least do something. Doing nothing is fucking embarrassing. Characters speaking while their lips are closed, especially when they have lips on the models, that's embarrassing. That's so fucking embarrassing. Like, come on. And like the game mechanics were so bizarre and weird. You have to dash through enemies, but your dash has like a limit to it. And also, if you dash before you have to shoot them down to like until they're at like 1 hit point, which you don't know. You just have to kind of figure that out on your own. Then you dash through them to get more points for your dash, and you can get some boosts that you never really needed. Also the infamously horrible ad campaign. Which I think was done. That was not Concepts doing. I believe that was Deep Silver that put that ad out there, and it was like that ad would work well enough for like a Saints Row game, not a Mega Man clone game. The like an anime fan on prom night line was like the shot heard around the world of that fucking ad campaign. Even aside from the fact that it was such an absurdly, like, cringy fucking line on its own, it's also like, yo, guys, the anime, like, the anime nerd on prom night or whatever the fuck the line was, is like, yo, that's your fucking target audience, you idiots. Like, not exclusively, obviously, but like, hey, maybe don't directly make fun of the people that you want to buy the game. Like, there's a very tiny number of games that could could actually work for. Mega Man clone Mighty Number 9 was never that. It was never going to be that. That's the thing. John Romero is going to make you his bitch for that. Like, that fits with the tone of the game. Like, that matches with that. And again, the ad that they used for Mighty Number 9 generally would have worked for a Saints Row game, which Deep Silver obviously is involved with. Like, that's kind of their big thing. Deep Silver and Volition, but like, what a horrific misfire. Not to mention the visuals that they had with that were awful. Like if that was their showcase of the best that their game had, then which is what a trailer's supposed to be. Like it's not supposed to be all of the twists and turns, but it's supposed to be like a sizzle reel for your game. And you're showing off explosions that look like cel-shaded pepperoni pizzas, just kind of expanding at the camera. Like, what a fucking stupid thing to advertise to people and be like, yeah, you're gonna love this fucking game. I was so blown away by how bad that fucking ad was. Oh my god. Yeah, and it never got better. And like, they apparently decided that the text boxes that the dialogue was in was equivalent to closed captioning. Those are not the same thing. Closed captioning and text boxes are different. They are used for different purposes. They have different things that they're meant to highlight. And instead, some fucking genius decided to just do both of those as one thing, which resulted in the infamous open brackets, ad-lib moaning in pain, closed brackets line from Ray. Like, it was honestly wild that was allowed to fly like that. Oh, what did I just do? What the hell was I just thinking? Oh no, I fucked that up so much worse too. Oh boy, well, we can salvage this if we hurry. There we go. Yeah, no, everything top to bottom about that game, and also like I think the Dr. Light character essentially was secretly the son of the Dr. Wily character, even though they had different last names, and at no point did the bad guy even acknowledge that like he could have used that to his advantage to sow some discord among the good guys, but he didn't. And then he visits him in jail, and he's like, but I'm gonna do what you never could kind of shit. And it wasn't a twist that made any sense either. Like, they visibly really wanted there to be a Mighty Number 9 2 or a Mighty Number 10 or whatever. My money was on if they ever did a sequel calling it Mighty Number 10, because then whoever, like, the serial number 10 was going to be whatever the new character was or something, right? Like, but yeah, just embarrassing shit top to bottom. And the Red Ash campaign was like, you know, I will allege. I will not claim, but I will allege. I don't know how that shit works. Point being, it wouldn't surprise me, I guess I'll say, if it was embezzled, right? Like, if it was money that was used from the Kickstarter campaign for Red Ash, Magicicada, and Red Ash, the Indelible Legend, in order to finish funding the development of the, at the time, unfinished Mighty Number 9, with the goal of using the money that Mighty Number 9 would then make back in sales to then pay back and replace, essentially, the money taken from the till from Red Ash, Magicicada, and the Indelible Legend. It would not surprise me if that were the case, because it really, really, really feels like that's what happened. Just based on how everything looked and felt at the time, and the exact timeline of events, and the sudden mysterious angel investor, and just there was a lot of really obvious question marks left hanging, you know? Yeah, that's the worst part of it all. Mighty Number 9 was essentially intended to be Keiji Inafune's I forget if he was around for Mega Man 9 and 10. I think he was. Actually, was he? I don't remember if he... No, maybe he was gone by then. I'd have to go back and look. Point being, it was not as good as just the retro-styled... Oh, I definitely did that. Ultra wrong. It was definitely not as good as the retro-styled Mega Man 9. Like, that was just a better game. And I'm someone who, like, only kinda likes Mega Man 9 and 10. Like, they're okay. I don't think they're bad. I just don't think they're generally as good as the actual original numbered titles. But they're fine. And they are, without a doubt, better than Mighty Number 9. Which, man oh man, do I feel bad for anybody who was waiting for the Nintendo 3DS or PlayStation Vita releases of that game. There's a running joke now in the Mighty Number 9 subreddit, which exists and is a thing, where basically once a month somebody will make the post. It's essentially like isitchristmas.com style post of like, has it come out? Has the game come out yet for the Nintendo 3DS and PlayStation Vita? And the content of the thread just says the game has not come out for the Nintendo 3DS or the PlayStation Vita. What a fucking mess. Like, I'm in a spot when it comes to video games where, weirdly enough, in a lot of ways, I'm kind of over the nostalgia wave that we were riding in like the 2010s, and a little bit into now. We still definitely have it now, but like, where every game developer from the 90s under the sun was coming out of the woodwork to revive their brand or their career with either a new game and a really long-lost franchise, or a spiritual successor. Your Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Grooves, your ukuleles, your Psychonauts 2, as a more recent example, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, all of these things. Obviously, Mighty Number 9 was one of those as well. And there's a part of me that still does appreciate that to an extent, because we got games like Sonic Mania in 2017, which leaned very heavily into the old nostalgic kind of, vibes of that franchise. But I'm kind of over it in a lot of ways, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it'd be one thing if these were games that were coming out at the start of that wave, like 6, 8, 10 years ago. Sonic Mania came out like right at the height of like nostalgic 90s video game revival era, and they happen to have a property that worked perfectly for doing that. It feels like it's really late game for that, and maybe that's just the 30... It's more of like a 25-year cycle, I guess. And maybe is it time now for the stuff from the 2000s to start getting its remakes and things? There's a lot of push for Battle Network and Star Force to get a new entry or a port or a remaster or something. We got both Crash and Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon got like pretty remasters and things, and those are more late 90s than 2000s, but still, those are things that are happening. I don't know. I've been on a bit of a journey of self-discovery when it comes to video games lately, and I don't know where I'm at with a lot of it. I don't know how I feel about a lot of things when it comes to where video games are right now. Some of that is probably also frustration that some of these AAA studios are falling for the big scam, the one that starts with an N. Like, the NFT thing is like so embarrassing to watch happening. Watching Square Enix literally throw away IPs to get into NFTs, literally like years too late, is legit depressing. Ubisoft going back and forth on it 9,000 times. Really depressing. It's one of those things where, like, so I'm a web developer or a software engineer or a UI, UX, whatever you want to say. Like, there's 90 different terms for it. It doesn't really matter. And most of the people that I have known in my various, like, workspaces and just professional circles and stuff, virtually nobody has fallen for that shit. There were a few folks who were into crypto in general, and only so far as, like, Bitcoin, Ether, or Ethereum, like, the basics, essentially, because there were so many just phony bullshit things that were out there, and they weren't catching on or stable enough to matter compared with stuff like Bitcoin, you know? But literally my professional circle is the people who would be the ones to be, like, constructing these networks for NFTs, and fucking nobody is buying it, which is probably part of the reason so many of those networks are so dog shit that they've got just gaping security holes that hackers, really huge sarcastic quotes because you really don't have to be that much of a hacker to expose flaws in these systems, are just breaking them wide open and stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from people. That was the winning strategy for the last 2 years. If you wanted to get into tech, everyone was getting into tech in 2020 and 2021 when everyone was stuck at home. You didn't want to get into NFTs. You wanted to get into learning how to fuck with crypto wallets and fuck with other people's crypto wallets. That was apparently the way to actually make a shitload of cash. Or you just scam people directly by making a rug pull NFT crypto project that you had no intention of ever following through on. That works too. And yeah, it's the same thing. Like all the Ethereum spikes and shit that had to do with that. It's the same thing as GPUs. How the GPU prices went through the fucking roof because of crypto, just in general. Like, because that was what was running everything to mine for crypto, and so supply was just nothing compared to the demand because that's all that people were fucking buying it for. And it just everything was just a mess in that realm of things. So yeah, watching what I thought were legitimate game studios falling for this shit is, like, so embarrassing. It doesn't help too that, like, I say it doesn't help. That's the wrong word. It makes my discovery of these newer games trickier as well. Now that we're in kind of a second wave of independent development, and it's trickier from the consumer side too, because the first time around it was very easy to know where to go to get your to like get indie games, find good ones. Because the Xbox 360 with the Xbox Live Arcade was brilliant. Huge step forward for independent gaming. And then Nintendo eventually got into that as well on the Switch. It took them a while to get there, but they also started really being big on supporting independent creators and developers. Xbox kind of shut down the Live Arcade situation they had going on. Steam was also good for a while until the Steam Greenlight project just kind of fell apart. Stephanie Sterling had, risen to fame just by literally reviewing whatever bullshit they were able to find, just week to week. I think they literally just picked at random most weeks, and they just were like, "All right, I'm gonna play this. This was on the Greenlight page near the top, so we're just gonna play this. Oh, look, it's fucking dog shit," because there was no curation happening at any level. And I think that really kind of brought the first wave of independent gaming to independent development, that resurgence. It kind of brought that to a close. Oh, that was stupid of me. Jesus. But yeah, so like that it kind of seemed like it was in a lull for a while, and now, you know, Unity is obviously really big, though they're actively shooting themselves in the foot right now with who they're getting into bed with. And the trick is, it's just kind of all over the place. You've got itch.io, you've got Steam again still, Nintendo is still supporting it, but it seems a little bit more like the quality control is a little bit less solid than it used to be, so it's harder to really notice when there's like a good game in there. Generally, at least on the Switch, your barometer for what you should try, if it shows up in an indie showcase for Nintendo, it's a pretty good bet that that's going to be a worthwhile, you know, thing to check out. Doesn't mean that something that isn't in there isn't worth checking out, but if you just are trying to go minimal research, that's probably a pretty decent barometer for that. But, like, then there's also folks who just, like, they'll build it in Unity and just have it be, like, an executable file that just runs on your desktop or whatever. It seems like Sony is kind of burying indie games. They kind of do indie games, sort of, but I think they just kind of put them in the same marketplace along with everything else. So, like, maybe not the best example, but it's, like, if you wanted to go download Peggle, it's in legit the same marketplace that Spider-Man Miles Morales is. Like, there's no delineation whatsoever. So, like, I don't know. We're in it feels like we're in this weird transitive place right now for independent games and gaming in general, and I don't really know what happens next. Because I think, I don't know. I'm curious what's going to come after the Switch. Apparently, Nintendo is also sweating hard about what the fuck they're going to do after the Switch. Like, they legit don't know. And I don't blame them. I don't know if I would know either. I don't, like, they obviously expected and wanted the Switch to be a big hit. I don't think they anticipated just how huge it wound up being. And they've kind of not backed themselves into a corner, but, like, their expectations. Nintendo was like pretty decent with its handhelds. They were really good about it, but with the consoles, they only got good with it circa the Wii going into the Wii U. Backwards compatibility is much more important of a thing nowadays. So, like, are they going to be supporting all these, like, super old formats? Are they going to be... They just took down, or they're in the process of taking down, rather, the old eShops. You can't add funds to your old wallets the old-fashioned way. You still sort of can by going through this, like, weird side method thing. But, like, if you wanted to... I think... I forget if the shop is fully down now or if that's in March, but if it's... Either it's already down or it's going to be down in a couple... Like, in a handful of months. You literally won't be able to download digital titles to your Wii, your Wii U, your DS, or your 3DS. Some of those, I think the Wii might already be... I think the Wii is already gone because that was Virtual Console. But the eShops for the Wii U, the DS, and the 3DS are all being phased out. And that's a slightly worrisome thing because the Switch really like to emphasize how much of that library you can download digitally. But if those downloads run the risk of, like, being an issue years down the line, do you really want to be downloading titles instead of buying them as cartridges? Which carries its own whole set of problems when it comes to, like, you know, waste and stuff like that. I've made it my policy for the last couple years that if it's a game if it's a game that's available physically and I think that it's, like, a quote-unquote important title or one that I want to be able to, like, definitively come back to down the line, question mark when, I buy it physically. Like, every Pokemon game that we've done on the channel over these last like what 5-6 years of the Switch being around. They're all physical cartridges. Breath of the Wild is a physical cartridge. Both of the Hyrule Warriors games are physical cartridges. All these things are physical cartridges because I don't want to have to guess whether or not I'm going to get to keep downloading games down the line. And it makes me nervous when some game console makers put out digital-only versions of their consoles. Because, like, okay, so you've decided that you're going to put out a digital-only PlayStation 4. Great. What happens when you decide you don't want to manage those servers anymore? Now you've got a box that can only play the games that you already downloaded on it, and otherwise it's just a box. It's just a plastic rectangle. Like, I don't know. We're in this weird question marky kind of space with all of that. Makes me wistful. Makes me nostalgic and all that jazz. Simpler times. A Super Nintendo cartridge. I don't know. Stuff that I think about sometimes where I'm just kind of like, all right, but like what is the direction things are headed? What is the right answer for how to support these indie studios and things? I had dreams at one point of making my own games, but like there's such a time commitment to that I don't think I'd ever be able to pull that off. Sad as it makes me to say that, like it's just a colossal amount of work. I don't know how public they've been about it, but I know a few people, like both very closely and some like through the grapevine, who have been working on their own game projects for years now, and it's been like a really slow process. And if you don't have a really firm idea of what you want and how you want it and where it's going to go, like it's very easy for those projects to just sort of balloon, and you just kind of wind up developing stuff forever without like a real direction for it. Archiving is also definitely a huge problem. That's been kind of one of the things that I've gotten more into recently. And it's something that I've kind of... It's been kind of one of the spiritual pillars, I guess, of the D-pad over the years. It wasn't like our original intent or anything, but it kind of was... It was sort of a like mission statement of sorts that we kind of found by accident, where we do occasionally find these really bizarre, literally unheard of games and get to show them off and try them and play them for folks. Rockman Strategy was a really good example of a game that we literally have a page that I have to go back and check and do a little bit of extra legwork on, but we have a web page under dpad.fm. I think it's dpad.fm/strategy that includes a download of the game and how to even run it in the first place, because it just straight up won't run on almost anything. And at the time, the only Let's Play of that existed, the only Let's Plays, plural, that existed of that game were single episode, no commentary things. Like, the first 20 minutes of that game is all that the internet had seen of Rockman Strategy before we got our hands on it, before we did it. Granted, the first episode of that, or episode 0, was literally us trying to figure out why the controls were all fucked up, which provided us some useful lessons anyway. But like, that was a really kind of neat thing to be able to bring to the internet. The Mega Man 2, it's behind me on the shelf, probably literally right there, I think, where my finger's pointing. The Mega Man 2 LCD wristwatch is one... I have no idea if that was the right answer or not. Actually, I think it was. Yeah, because it's going to do this now. Yeah, all right. But yeah, the Mega Man 2 LCD wristwatch, not only was literally there zero footage, none whatsoever, of that wristwatch on the internet at all. I don't know if there was any on the internet. There was none on YouTube. I did a ton of digging to see if there was any reference to it that I could find anywhere, and I couldn't. I could not find anything. And there we go. And so I, went looking and discovered like, oh, there's one that's actually shown up on eBay. And then as I wound up winning the auction for it, and when I received it, because the pictures were a little unclear as to like what the state of it was, honestly, even if it was a completely broken and dead watch, it would have been nice to at least show it off and be like, yeah, this is the watch. It doesn't function, but it's a relatively obscure 30-year-old wristwatch. So, like, we did what we could, kind of thing. And then it came in, and not only was it in, like, perfect working condition, it was still in its original packaging. And the packaging, I realized when I took a look at it, was literally packaging that I'd seen before. Because if you went looking online for the LCD wristwatch Tiger Electronics Mega Man 2 game, the images that you would find online were of this exact wristwatch. The exact packaging with the exact same weathering marks. So the only pictures that existed of this game on the internet came from that watch that's sitting there on that shelf right now, which was like a mind-blowing realization in the midst of all of this stuff. I still need to get in touch with somebody to have it preserved, essentially. There was someone who reached out, and then I lost touch with them, who was discussing essentially a plan for very carefully dismantling it, because that would be how it would work, and essentially like scanning the board that's inside of there. It'd be a little teeny tiny board, and then using that to essentially replicate the assembly, like the code of the game. They would take a scan of the LCD screen that's on there also, so they could replicate the look of that. And essentially the idea would be that eventually we'd be able to like make an online freely accessible version of it or something, or have it be a thing that existed somewhere that other people could try out sometime. Like there was not like a firm plan for it exactly, but it was something that was like, okay, that'd be kind of cool. So I gotta get in touch with people to figure that out. I need to get in touch with failing that, I want to get in touch with Frank Cifaldi of the video game History Foundation? Oh my god, how am I forgetting the exact name of it? That's embarrassing. I think it's History Foundation. Because either he will be able to do that, or he will know someone who can. Because this stuff deserves to be preserved. Especially, and unfortunately there's not a lot that can be done about this, but like, there's a kind of a cultural thing. And so Proto Dude has been encountering this more often lately, which is saddening, but there's kind of a cultural thing in Japan as far as, what to do with someone's work, essentially, after its time is up, more or less. And there are some folks who get really strongly opinionated, I guess you could say, on about not making some things freely available for folks. There's someone out there in Japan who got their hands on a prototype cartridge of Mega Man X. And the way things are right now, it will never see the light of day. He posted a tweet with a couple pictures of it, and that's basically all we're ever going to get. He was asked very directly by both Proto Dude and some other folks, like, hey, can we get in touch to talk about possibly dumping this ROM? And he basically said no. He just said, nope, I'm not going to do that. Some folks, regardless of like a cultural kind of outlook on that stuff, some folks when they are like some people are collectors who do not want their collection to lose value under any circumstances. They spent money on a thing, and they want to make sure that that thing stays valuable forever, so that if they decide they want to sell it later on, that they can make a whole bunch of money again. Basically just speculation market bullshit. Despite the fact that these aren't things that people can buy for a lot of money, they are by and large lost media. Like, they are entirely gone from the world. And the purpose of preservation is essentially trying to unlose them. So it's always disappointing when someone opts to not try to help make that happen, you know? And I don't know. I've encountered people online who are very like, everyone's got a right to their own opinions and thoughts on that stuff. Like, I can't tell someone that they're wrong for deciding that they want the expensive thing they spent money on to stay expensive. Like, I can't exactly tell them that they're just wrong for thinking that or for wanting that. It's disappointing, but they're not incorrect, you know? And I don't know, I feel like, especially nowadays, we're in this really weird spot, and you've got people like Pico Interactive, for example, who are buying up old IPs, and I'm really conflicted. Most of me is opposed to folks like Pico Interactive because under the name of preservation, they are buying IPs and then re-releasing the games. Now, on the one hand, does it mean that these games are less lost than they were before? Yeah, you could say that they are less lost now. Glover was the big one recently. The problem is, one, they've made it extremely clear on Twitter that they do not value prototypes at all. Unfinished games have no value to them whatsoever. Which means that there's a non-zero chance that if they come across prototype game stuff, that they will do what they usually do, which is overwrite it or just delete it, and that'll be the end of that piece of data forever. So not only do they not really give a shit about prototypes, which are a huge part of game preservation, like, it's so much... The history of Sonic 3 boils down so hard to prototype data and information that it's nuts. We would never have known half of this shit. Like, it literally took people listening and just comparing music tracks by ear, and then as soon as prototype data started showing up, like, it became a million times clearer what happened. But there's that, but also they will go in and they will take that raw ROM or whatever they're working with, and they will edit it so that it marks them as essentially the creators of whatever thing they're putting out there. So, for example, if you buy Glover as restored, remastered, not even really remastered, just resold by Pico Interactive, in the game it's going to say, among other things, copyright 2022 Pico Interactive. Or actually, I forget if they actually changed the copyright date, or if they just leave the date alone and replace the original company with their own. Briefly, yeah, I was actually just about to jump off of Pico, but yeah, it's we're in a disheartening place when it comes to video game preservation, when there's so much friction against it. And then you've got companies, which includes Nintendo, who get really, like, antsy about any element of these games being stored or preserved in, like, a meaningful, like, memories kind of way online. And by that I mean there was the rather famous case recently of a YouTube channel that the only thing it did was it uploaded video game music It might have been just Super Nintendo. I'm not sure. It was mostly Super Nintendo the last I saw, or at least the most popular ones were Super Nintendo. One was Donkey Kong Country 2. Another one was Chrono Trigger. But what they would do was they would take the track. They would pick a track, usually a pretty ethereal kind of track from that game, and they would play it while the background would generally be either a still image of background from the game but tiled out to the full width of the YouTube browser, or it would be one that would be animated in the background, that kind of thing. It was something that, like, there was literally a YouTube video someone put out just talking about, like, everyone having this weirdly spiritual connection of sorts with this channel and the stuff that it was putting out there. And yeah, the claims it seemed like might not have been legit, but it has been a thing that Nintendo's been a little bit weird about in the past. Music has been something that we've gotten hit with now and then. Not all that often, but it is something that has come up before for us. And we've got all of these companies that are trying to keep their stranglehold on their IPs, which they do have a right to do, but at the cost of burying those IPs at the same time. Especially as these cartridges are now 30 or almost... Next year is going to be... Or not next year. In Japan, I think next year is the 40th anniversary of the Famicom. And then 2 years after that will be the 40th anniversary of the NES. These cartridges are now 40 years old. There are video games out there that are turning 50 this year. Like, bit rot is very real, and it's going to start seriously impacting... Oh, Jesus, we're really screwed on this one. It's going to start seriously impacting these older games. There we go. And if we can't preserve them in a meaningful way soon, we're just going to lose them forever. Like, that's what's at stake right now. And unfortunately, there's a lot of folks out there who just kind of don't really care. They're just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I want to make my money, or we want to protect our IP, or it's an expensive thing that I like, and I don't want to give up having an expensive thing. And it just kind of sucks. I don't know. I've definitely spent more money than I should on some games and equipment and things for this channel in the past. Like, I bought a copy of Mega Man X3 for the Super Nintendo. That cost like $300. The Saturn version would have cost me like maybe $30. And it even has cutscenes that aren't in the Super Nintendo version. But the Super Nintendo version is really rare. And one, it's cool to own a rare thing, but also, at the very least, I know that if something, down the line, if all of a sudden it's like, oh, all these cartridges are slowly disappearing one by one, it's like, oh, maybe I can help to, keep that alive somehow, or something. Like, I don't know. Whoops, didn't actually mean to do that, but it worked out okay. But yeah, the video game preservation efforts have been kind of a slow-going thing for everybody lately, it seems like. I'm hoping that it gets better soon, but it's been a tough go so far, for sure. There's also so many out there, like so many prototypes that get found all the time that it's hard to keep up to, Yeah, or people think that the physical copies are going to last forever. They last longer than digital storefronts do, but the physical games themselves do eventually die. I've talked a few times about... I do not remember the name for it, but on YouTube there is a short film that someone made that is set within, and it uses sprites and all these things. Essentially, someone hacked an NES game. Actually, I think the original version of it was just a video someone made, but then someone recreated it as a hacked NES cartridge. But essentially, Super Mario Brothers, it's essentially from the perspective of a Super Mario Brothers cartridge that is slowly succumbing to bit rot. Just everything is slowly going wrong in the game. And, like, the game doesn't act right. There's things that are missing. The game world is kind of falling apart. It's a surprisingly decent, like, end of the world kind of story in its own way. It's sort of spooky, and you've definitely got this kind of, like, I don't know, dour kind of feeling, like, running through it. And it's a really interesting little short film. Again, I don't remember the name for it. It might have been called, like, I was gonna say, like, Mario is Over or something like that, but that is a different thing. Also not the correct name, but there's something that's called, like, Mario is Over that's, like, some old creepy, not creepy pasta, but just, like, weird Mario animation where, like, I think Mario turns into, like, a weird monster and Bowser's trying to run away from him or something. I forget. It was a while back. I think that came from before the days of creepypasta, because, like, it was before the days of, like, that was a mistake. Before the days of, like, Ben Drowned or Godzilla NES or any of those ones. And it wasn't really, like, a story. It was just, like, a creepy fucking thing that got made. I think it was Japanese. I seem to recall that there was, like, Japanese text in there, but I don't remember for sure. I'm always intrigued by some of the interesting stuff people come up with some of those old games. I think we're also... Creepypasta, by and large, has kind of come and gone in terms of, like, storytelling that actually feels like it's going somewhere. I feel like most creepypasta feels extremely derivative at this point. And I feel like you could write, like, the law of creepypasta, or, like, the law of creepypasta wikis, maybe, that the moment you open up any creepypasta to the writing of more than one person, it is guaranteed to drop in writing quality, like, instantly. The Backrooms, really interesting set of little short video things. Spooky, unsettling, clever ideas, cool shit. And there's a wiki for the Backrooms, and it's just bad. There's so much dumb shit in there. And it's basically just people... My guess is half of the people writing the Backrooms wiki are people who got banned from the SCP wiki or something. Like, it's the exact same style of writing, the exact same... Oh, it's a Clarendon class. You know... Level 7K Omicron Aleph grade manifold or something. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like, essentially, the original videos were great. Everything that came since then has been just stupid. And I think that the wiki is just garbage. I tried reading through it at one point because I was like, oh, I'll see if there's anything interesting in here. Maybe some fun stuff. And, like, it's the same dumb shit that you would expect on any creepypasta wiki, including, like, anti-horror stuff that's in there too, and, like, oh, here's level -1, and it's actually a really nice place, and yada yada. Like, the whole point... That's the thing. Having a wiki in the first place is so antithetical to the idea of the Backrooms. The whole point of the Backrooms is that you're not supposed to have any idea what the fuck is going on. So the second you're writing an authoritative narrative wiki, you kind of lose that element of it altogether. And the format really doesn't work as soon as you take that away. So you wind up with just kind of this mass of, like, try-hard wiki pages really trying to spook you out. Oh, when you enter this area, it's the forest. The sentinel starts chasing you the moment you enter the forest. And it doesn't rest, it doesn't sleep, it'll just keep chasing you, yada yada. Yeah, some of the anti-horror stuff was literally, I think one of the levels of the back rooms is full of pillows. It's literally just a level entirely made of pillows. That's really, that was really the biggest mistake they made altogether, was giving the back rooms levels in the first place. It's a nearly formless void of space. It doesn't need levels. The whole point is that it spans infinitely horizontally, laterally. It's not supposed to go up or down. And the bit that you see in, you know, where you are underneath lasts like a minute, and then the character winds up back upstairs in the back rooms again. It's not this isn't Cube, you know? Where the idea of Cube is that it's this gigantic three-dimensional thing that everyone's trapped inside. Where here it's like, no, it's supposed to just be like this thing that spans out forever. Oh, boy. Yeah, so like, I don't know. The creepypastas feel like they've kind of worn out their welcome at this point. They don't interest me the way they used to. To the point where some of them I'm kind of, like, retroactively a little embarrassed by how much they worked on me, I guess. Like, I distinctly remember being actively creeped out by Ben Drowned. And, like, when I first saw it, I saw it at John's apartment in Somerville. So this would have been, like, 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And we watched it, and we were both just creeped out by it enough that we were, like, standing, like, 10 feet away from the computer and both kind of looking at it like this out of the corner of our eyes. Because we didn't want to look directly at it because it was just unsettling enough and just, like, uncertain enough what they were going to pull for, like, jump scares or, you know, imagery or flashing lights and sounds or anything like that. Like, we didn't know what was coming at all. So it was just off-putting enough that we were like, the Godzilla one, I have such a love-hate relationship with because it, like many other creepypastas, starts so strong, in my opinion, and it just burns itself out. It tries too hard and falls into that same level of just overly try-hard bullshit. The second the video game starts using your name, I'm always like, okay. Or my favorite is anytime they're like, oh, I mean, Godzilla NES, Godzilla Creepypasta gets a little bit of a pass because it was so early to the game, but like the Sonic.exe, the original Creepypasta before it was actually a game, was notorious for having the bit that was like the photorealistic blood, where Godzilla NES also did that. And then like, along with it were screenshots that they made, and it's like, no. It looks so dorky when you actually do up. Like, it's one thing where it's like, oh, that's weird that there's this character that's not supposed to be in this game at all, and it's like a custom sprite, and it like kind of fits with the art style, and you're like, okay, that's just believable enough. Like, especially if you know a bit about how video games are made, especially back in the old days, you'll know that all the fucking time video games have leftover data from other games in them, either because they were built from the same engine, or they just recycled old cartridges, or whatever. But it happened all the time, where you would have leftover bits of one game in another game. So it was a cool idea to be like, oh, there's these weird characters that don't belong here, but they're still here anyway. That's weird. I thought that was a neat thing to have in there. But then they start having characters that, and not Red. I think Red is still a relatively decent character, all things considered. But they started having sprites that were like double the size that it was supposed to be. Which, again, it probably makes it worse if you are someone who knows how these consoles work and things. Where it's like, okay, the NES can't do scaling. Super Nintendo could. The NES can't. So even just an image of a sprite in an NES game that is twice as large as it's supposed to be probably sets off like Uncanny Valley level, neurons in your brain, because even if you're not actively recognizing it yourself, your brain is probably at least picking up on the idea that, like, that's not a thing that did, though. Like, that's not a thing. It couldn't do that. And, like, yeah, it's a creepypasta. It's supposed to be suspension of disbelief, but the idea of, like, good suspension of disbelief is that it should be believable, or at least should be feasible in some way. Like, just making shit up and being like, yeah, and then, blood started pouring out of the controller 2 port of my NES. Like, that's silly shit that no one's gonna fucking go for, because it's too much. It's trying too hard, and it's not even, feasibly realistic, and it just kind of burns out, the thing you're going for there. But I think so that already, the double-sized sprites already were kind of a turn-off, I guess, for me from the story. I think what did it for me, though, was there was a point where they described that, like, there was something going on with blood, and the way that they rendered this, because the idea was that these were screenshots of the game, which, you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit in terms of, so the story that goes along with it is that this is a physical cartridge, and yet the images are visibly like pixel perfect sprites. So stuff that was made either with an emulated version of a game or just done in Photoshop. So, like, you kind of already have to be sort of willing to just go along with that part of it regardless. But the way that they were like, oh, there was blood everywhere on the screen was like they took the spray paint tool of MS Paint and just went in the corner of the screen. It's just a mass of red pixels. Just random, scattered, particle effect style red pixels everywhere. And it just took me out of it so fast, because I was like, that's not even... Anybody who's played an NES will be well aware of how capable that system is of doing anything complex with its sprites. Like, Mario Brothers 2, a major game for the console. Even Mario Brothers 3. Like, Nintendo couldn't avoid sprite flicker in their own games. There was never any universe in which an NES was going to properly handle single pixel dot blood spray. And the idea that, oh, but it's supernatural, so that's how it does it, is like so goofy that it's impossible to go along with it after a certain point. That story, like, the story of it is generally okay until as soon as they talk photorealistic blood style stuff, it's just kind of like, alright, whatever. And then, I wonder if it's this one right here. Did I try this one last time? Let's see. Yep, I did this one last time, and then I realized that I fucked up. Oh well. So there's the photorealistic blood stuff, and then there's also, like, again, like I mentioned before, I think that the main character mentioned that, so in those interstitial cards that had, like, text, eventually it said run, and it was you as Godzilla running away from Red or whatever. Eventually, like, it had the character's name or the character's dead friend's name or something. But then there was a description of a moment where the game whispered his name to him or something. It's like, you're watching too many 2000s era Jeepers Creepers fucking Bye-Bye Man style movies. Like, it's just so tropey and try hard and like, But the first, like, half of that one I do like a lot. I think the setup is actually pretty solid, especially if you take into consideration that there really wasn't anything before that. I think Godzilla Creepypasta predates Ben Drowned by a little bit. I'm not positive about that. I think that it does, but they came out around the same time, if I remember correctly. But also, Ben Drowned also eventually had this like written by committee shit going on. And similar to Sonic.exe, they just kind of decided to keep writing for a while. And I feel like it reached a point where people just decided that it was stupid, so they pretended that the newer shit never happened, like that no one ever bothered writing that. Ben Drowned had, like, the part that everybody knows about Ben Drowned is, like, the first of, like, a dozen chapters of that thing, and it just gets ridiculous. And, like, I know that part of it is, you know, that was when ARGs were at their height, so people were really interested in, like, a spooky, scary kind of idea along those lines. You want your Marble Hornets, you know, kind of deal going on if you can. Even if you had nothing to promote, if you got a lot of eyes, you could decide later on what you wanted to promote. You could have it be whatever you want. Or, if you were very lucky, you could convince someone to give you money to buy the rights to the cool, crazy idea that you just made an ARG for with no plan in mind, so that they could make a thing for it. Like, there were lots of things you could do with that. But, let's see. Yeah, I still have to do the other round clear. But yeah, I don't know. I think it seems like creepypasta's kind of over at this point. It seems like actually, you know what? I'm wondering if maybe this might be a good spot to break it for tonight. I was originally hoping to do all of this stuff that was left tonight, but it's almost 1 in the morning. I wasn't really planning on going this late in the first place. And we've got all of this, which is probably 50 rounds. And then we've got the story mode to replay, because we need to take down Grill, and that could take a couple tries. So I think this is actually going to be a good spot for us to end. I think we got a pretty solid podcasty episode out of this. Even if I was a little bit rambly, and I apologize if I wasn't responding enough to chat. The problem with a game like this that's so reactive is it's hard for me to be able to take my eyes off it for more than a quick second to like be like, all right, nothing's on fire, good. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for tonight. We'll come back on Tuesday, where we will do the round clear mode for, well, this. We'll do the insane difficulty of round clear mode, and then we'll do the story mode. We'll beat Grill. We will also be doing Kirby's Dream Land 3. We've got a little bit to do there. And after that, we'll be moving on to the N64. At that point, I think we've only got 2 Game Boy Advance games left. And Kirby's Tilt and Tumble, which is not going to be on the Retron. We can't do that with the Retron because it has a physical component. There's like the gyro in the game the Retron can't read. So we only have... so we've got Superstar Stacker, we have Kirby's Dream Land 3, Nightmare in Dreamland, and Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. And then we are done with the Retron at that point. The Retron is all done, and we're off to actual consoles and the DS and 3DS. So that'll be fun. It'll be a little bit less setup for me, which is nice. We're going to also very quickly be reaching a point where this is kind of the norm for the streams, where it's going to be like a game spread across different streams. We had that for... God, did we have that for Kirby's Pinball Land? We had it for Kirby Super Star, obviously. We had it for this, obviously. So I think that's going to become the norm after a while. We're unlikely after next week. Yeah, I think there's really only going to be like 3 more instances remaining from this point where we're going to have more than one game in a night. There may be nights where we have like, oh, we've been doing this one for 4 streams, but it only covered 1 hour of this, so we're going to jump into the start of that one. Like, that might happen here and there. But as far as like doing everything for more than one game, I think we've got max 3 of those left before we're going to be like really focused on individual games going forward. And we have about, just eyeballing the list, we probably have about 24 games left to go, give or take. Yeah. So Tuesday, we'll be getting back and finishing this. We'll be doing Kirby's Dream Land 3. it'll probably be a normal-sized stream, all things considered. And then after that, we're gonna be getting into the N64, and that'll be fun. And we'll be doing all that stuff. A very, very brief jaunt into the N64 before we dive off into GameCube land. So that'll be a quick thing there. I mean, only in the sense that we've already done like what 8 games so far, something like that. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. Dreamland 1 and 2, Pinball, Block Ball, Adventure, Superstar, Dream Course, Star Stacker. Is that all of them? I feel like I'm missing another one. Maybe it was just those 8. Yeah, it might have been. Because I'm just like, I'm trying to think like, did I miss any in there? And I'm not recalling any. Oh, Toy Box. Toy Box would have been there, so that's 9. Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, thank you guys very much for coming. Tomorrow we're going to be having our Patreon hangout. We're probably going to be starting around 9, a little bit later than normal. Hopefully it won't be much later than 9 if I have to hold off a little bit longer, but we'll aim for 9. I'll keep you guys posted as we go. Sunday, I believe there's going to be some more Neverwinter Nights with Jeff and the Sunday crew. Monday, I believe, Dave is going to be getting into the first of like that last rush of streams for Elden Ring. Down to roughly the last like 15 or so hours of that game is the estimate so far. Tuesday, like I said, I'll be back to finish this off, New Kirby's Dream Land 3. Wednesday, yeah, like 4 or 5 streams left. Yep, that sounds about right. So basically for the month of August, like somewhere near the end of August is probably where Elden Ring is going to be wrapping up. So if you've been wanting to join in on those, now is the time to get in there while it's still fresh and hot out the kitchen. And what else? I already regret using that line. That was a poor choice. Wednesday, I believe Jeff is going to be doing more in Way of the Ninja. I don't know if he's going to be switching up the strategy again. I've been kind of poking around the streams and seeing how that's been going. RNG is a big old bitch. And then Thursday, we will more than likely be jumping into the Nintendo 64 era of Kirby, literally for one night. I cannot fathom that, we legit may not even have enough in the N64 for one stream. I may have to prep Kirby's Tilt and Tumble just in case. Because that's what we're doing immediately when the N64 is over. And we're going to be in Tilt and Tumble for... It's a hard game. I will admit, I did play it a decent amount as a kid. Not a ton, but enough to have a pretty goodish idea of how you're really meant to approach it. So it might not be that horrible. There's a good chance we could be at it for 3 or 4 streams. I hope we're not. I don't think, there's a good chance we could also get it done in 2. But we'll see how that goes. And then we have a few other things. The first significant time burn that we're going to have is presumably going to be Kirby Air Ride. There's one possibility before then, but I have to double check a few things first. But Kirby Air Ride is approaching relatively quickly. If the other thing that I'm thinking of doesn't take a ton of time, we will probably be getting into Kirby Air Ride around the end of August as well. So that'll be an interesting one as we get into the dead of summer. Or the height of summer, dead of winter. Yeah. And then I got to clean up my list. It's fine organized. It's not tabbed out, so there's text that's wobbling down the page. Yeah, I have to do a little bit of looking into some of the air ride stuff as well. I mean, we got some time before that happens, but we will have to see how that one goes. Or I can just get creative with some of that stuff. I don't know. Anyway, and if there's stuff that like outright requires it, then I might do a little bit of pre-recorded stuff and stick that in there too. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys very much for coming tonight. This is pretty productive. We got just about everything done. Ironically, the first thing we did last time is the last thing that's left when we come back before going through and fighting Grill and claiming our 100%. You could fight Grill at any point. You don't have to do Grill last. It just feels right to do Grill last after all of this. So that'll be how we close this one out. So thank you guys very much. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time. And bye. Oh, it had to dpad.store. We got some great shirts that just appeared on there. So is it visible? There it is. It's hard because it's all pink and purple lights, but that's a pillow. The Holy Hell shirt is also a pillow, and also the Oli part of Holy is dark. So it looks like H Hell or Ho Hell. Ho Hell.